What it do, everybody? What it do? Happy Monday, man. Let me get these spectacles on for y'all youngsters out there. Let me get these spectacles on. What is going on, man? Welcome to Points Blank Experience. It's your boy Rod. I am the host that sometimes does the most. Glad to be here, man. As y'all can see, it's a surprise Monday live. And we had to do part two, man. I had to do it. I'm like Usher and Lil Jon. I had to do it. So we had to do part two. But this time I decided to do something a little different. I see we got 13 real homies in the crib. Thank y'all for being here. On part one, I said, it was just my thought. I'm like dating over 50. But then I noticed there was some people that came through that wasn't 50 and they kind of I felt like they felt left out. So I said, hey, man, let me just do dating drama. This is everybody that's over 18, no kids allowed here. This is an adult party. But, man, I got some stuff. And boy, oh boy, and I might be having some guests here. I am going to go through and see who's in the house. I may have some guests here tonight. I've already reached out to them. If I drop the link and have any special guests, I am going to keep a 10 to 15 minute time limit on it. Make sure you do me a favor and stay on topic. This is a thought-provoking, opinionated channel, a thought-provoking, opinionated live stream. Be respectful of anyone's opinion, and please do not start any drama down in the chat. Now that we got all that out the way, welcome to Point Blank Experience. On this channel, it's just simple. It's real talk from a point blank perspective, and it's more than a YouTube channel. You'll see when you leave, it is an experience. I changed the way I do things. I don't ask people to subscribe at first. If you got something out of this, if you laugh a little bit, learn something, subscribe on the way out of my crib. Make sure you ring the doorbell right now, and that is that like button. Hit that thing, blow on it, kiss it. I don't care what you do to it. Just make sure it's pointed upwards and change colors. So the dating game, man. Let me see who up in here. We got channel member Cheryl's Bubble. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Hey, that's my main lady right there, Miss Cheryl. So, hey, Point Blank in chat. She was the first one in here before I started. We got experience with Sassy in the crib. So, hey, Rod in chat, what's going on? If y'all are speaking to one another, I am going to pass those. We got my other sister, my other lady in here, Jerry Allen, channel member in the house, says, hey, Rod, we got Lita Shea in the crib, channel member. Man, all these channel members showing up and showing out. Hey, Rod, what's going on? What's going on? Let's see. We got Tara, another channel member. Man, this is like a members only live. Hey, it's members only tonight, but everybody can come in, man. We got the club open tonight. And we got my co-host, channel member extraordinaire, Keisha, just asking for a friend. Thank you for being here. Now, that man, that's my girl right there now. Boy, just asking up in this thing. Let me see what Keisha, I got. What you telling Keisha? I got some great news to share with you later. All right, but now you can put it out there. We all want to know. Surprise it is. All right. So 33 real homies in the crib. Thank y'all for being here. So let's get into this, man. Man, one of the things, I'm just going to start it off. I'm going to start off talking straight smack. I was looking because I just say, man, in order to do this, I got to get into character. So I went on to some, I ain't on there for real, but I went on to some dating profiles and said, yo, man, let me see what's really going on over here, man. And first conclusion, right off the bat, now I know I'm talking about online. Hey, if y'all got some in-person stuff, we could talk about that. This is for educational, informational purposes only and entertainment and all that. Don't be trying to say Rod ain't did nothing. So let's get that out there. Let me see what y'all saying up here. Okay, everybody just speaking. So, when I looked at dating, man, I look at it as like a job nowadays. I mean, it's always been like a job, but it's a different type of job now, man. And I'm going to break each category down. I do have some notes, but this him coming off the dome. So maybe it ain't. So when I say a job, when you first, and I'm talking about an online dating app, when you first like somebody, that's like submitting your application. Now, if y'all got anything to say that's opposite of what I'm saying, if y'all had any other experiences, please tell me. This is an open forum, open chat, open everything. So you go online and you like somebody, that's your application. Then next thing they know, they like you back. But before they like you back, they see your resume, and that resume is your online profile. It's just like a real job, Hey, y'all know we be lying. I mean, we don't, because I'm retired, but some people tend to stretch the truth on them resumes, and it's just like on them applications, man. They be talking about fearful of this, and then I noticed something else, y'all. Everybody done got intelligent on these profiles, man. Cause everybody probably be using their phone and it'll correct you if you say something, spell it wrong. Cause I be seeing some words I don't be knowing how to spell, but they be there. So anyway, this profile is your resume. So they read through the resume and they decide to give you an interview. Now, the interview in that resume is you talk on the phone or you text. You probably gonna start out texting. Ain't gonna be no phone, ain't no numbers involved. So this all the dating game, any age. I don't care what age it is now. So you're gonna start out and everything. Now, this is what's unfair about this whole thing. This ain't like a real job. What's up, Miss Poetic Tears? What's going on? So, hey, I gotta pull up Miss Cheryl thing. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So, on this job of dating, you kind of know. Well, I guess in a real job too, you know what the employer is looking for. An employer is the person you're trying to get a date with, male or female. They tell you what they're looking for. I'm looking for a man that's kind, emotionally intelligent. I'm like, what the hell is that? I had to Google that one. I know emotional and intelligent, but I didn't know they put them together. He had, y'all, this is for entertainment purposes only. Now I'm having fun here. This is a show. Anyways, and he likes to travel. And then I noticed it might be, I like restaurants. I like trying new restaurants. I'm just saying, now, it was an S on there, not because this just the job profile. So then you get on the phone, you the applicant, you kind of know what to say. Hey, you ain't gotta say I read. You just can say, there are so many restaurants, and I'm in Dallas that I want to try, and I'm a steak connoisseur. You're gonna try to name everything. Seafood, Italian. You throw all the cooler, whatever they call it, categories, I guess. So then, this applicant may be pretty good. Okay, yeah, I traveled abroad, and okay, you got your passport? Yeah. So now it's sounding good, y'all. This the phone call. Now comes the interview. The interview is when you go to meet. It's just like a real job, man. I did a lot of interviews in the real world, and I know right off the bat if your application don't match, and it don't match. Not what I'm seeing, because I'm not going to judge a book by its cover, but your application is not matching what I'm hearing. So, although I'm trying to get a job, I'm kind of interviewing too. I'm like, but we got to stick with the young lady dealing with the man. So what do you like to travel? Man, sometime I go over to Grapevine, which is in Dallas. I went out to Rock Wall a couple times in Dallas. Okay. But okay. What kind of, I noticed you like seafood, where we going, and you thinking you about to hear something exquisite, Fish City, I usually go by. I'm serious, man. So this interview is going, oh man, I dropped my phone. This interview is really going downhill quick. Now, here comes the part. Anybody ever applied for a real job and they actually didn't call you or didn't do nothing? If you have, put something in the chat. 17, I don't care what number you put in there. Hopefully I remember. But in this day and age, now I'm going to get serious. I'm going to get off this whole interview part. One of the things that I think that's dating drama in the dating world right now is ghosting. And I'm not talking about the point where you're supposed to meet someone, what they used to call it, standing up. Somebody got stood up where you're at the restaurant, your date don't show up, you're sitting there looking crazy. Now that they'll show up to get the food, and it's male or female. I'm not looking at a gender here. I really want to talk about some of the dramas of dating, because as I look at this and I prepare for this topic, it's more, I started this off with making this light, and I'm not going to get serious, but there are people that can get emotionally I don't know, emotionally bothered. I'm gonna say that, emotionally bothered by this. So if you got a person they've been ghosted, ghosted is y'all went out. Maybe the guy, I'm gonna say the guy, he thinks the lady like him. He's all into it. He really likes her, and he never hear from again. He tried to reach out to her. He been blocked. He can't send no text. But it was never a discussion. I mean, does a person really owe you a reason why they don't like you? No, they don't. But would it be common courtesy to say, hey, we're not a good match? We're not a good I gotta re-pull this up. Miss Cheryl said, I've never been stood up or stood anyone up. Well, Miss Cheryl, it's totally different now because the standing up is via these devices that we have, whether it's typically a phone. You're trying to call, it goes straight to voicemail, you've been blocked, or you try to send a text message, it's not delivered. You can't, even if you do, I'm not showing up in nobody's house. That wouldn't be smart. But then you want to meet these people or try to at least find out why, and there is no why. So you kind of left, I guess, holding the bag. And one thing I think about that with dating drama is after and this could happen, man. This could happen quite frequently. I'm gonna be generous and say twice in a week, 3 times in a week. And that person, now there's a plethora of profiles out there, and maybe this person is looking for a particular individual or type of individual, don't want to go outside of that realm of what they're looking for. But everyone they're looking for, whatever this person, they're looking for a particular woman. This guy may not fit the requirements that this woman is looking for whatever reason, but he keeps going after this same type of person. And say 3 times in a week, he got ghosted. Forget, maybe 1 out of the 3 said, hey, we're just not a good match, we're not a good fit. Let's just say that's the second one. And first one ghosted him, second one told him why, and the third one ghosted him, meaning no reason, no legitimate reason, illegitimate reason, nothing. What kind of self-esteem is this person gonna have? Now, I used to prior to even researching for this, I used to would feel sorry for that dude, saying, hey man, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, grandma does it all. What's going on? Thank you for being here. I would typically say, man, I feel sorry for that dude. Maybe that dude's been me before. He just can't get a date. He can't get it right. But then I have to look at the dude and say, what are you looking for? Are you looking above what you're qualified? In this day and age of dating, one of the biggest factors we can try to say it's not, one of the biggest factors when it comes to dating these days is finances. I'm not talking about rich. I'm not talking about invested in the stock market, but you have to at least show a woman, especially if their profile say intentional. I'm looking for my person. I even saw one today. I got to pull it up on my phone, man. I thought this was hilarious, but I respected it because it was true. It said, hold on, let me get to it here. It says, I'm not looking for right now. I'm looking for forever. Now, I don't know because we ain't got the right now, but we need to get there and then we can look at forever. But that let me know this person here is looking for stability. And I'm talking from a male perspective. This person is looking for stability in their life. Yet, if you don't have a stability type of job and you're barely taking care of yourself, and I'm speaking from a male perspective, that's not going to qualify as stability. And then now I'm going to say this here because it was said in part 1, wait until you are ready to date financially. When is that? What if you're at a job? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I want people to start thinking, what if you're at a job, you've been there 7 years and you get a raise, but you're getting a 2% raise, yet where you used to go to, I'm just going to name a restaurant. I don't know, Red Lobster. I'm allergic to seafood, so I'm just naming something. You used to go to Red Lobster and you could get a 2 for $20 or $25 would cover 2 people. Now one person is $19.99, but your raise didn't go up with the price of the dinner. So it's so many different variables to look at. But I'm going to say that one of the things that I see with what we're calling dating drama is people are going after people that they're really not ready to be with emotionally. Now, let's talk about that financially. I'm not going to fool myself. I have a very extensive vocabulary. but I don't know what every word means. And if I have someone or I met someone and it's never any joking, every not necessarily joking, but even when we're joking, it's gigantic words and stuff, hyperbole, hyperbole or whatever that you will. I know I can't, I'm getting twisted up right now because I'm saying all these comments. But yet that's the person I go for. I think a lot. I think here go the problem. Here go the problem. Hey, what's up, Black Beauty? House of X just came in the building. What's going on? Grandma, I spoke to Grandma Does It All. What's really going on is, I'm going to tell y'all, let's call a spade a spade. I'm talking from a male perspective. Hey, ladies, I'm going to get on y'all in a minute. I don't know what the profile is doing because I couldn't figure that part out. But fellas, we're looking at the lady. We're looking at we see it's a job offer, but we don't look at the requirements. We're not reading the profile. We're not. I just read from my phone something I saw today. I'm not looking for right now. I'm looking for forever. Now, I might not be ready for forever, but I also know this person is not looking for right now. What is right now? This is real talk with Rod. I don't sugarcoat nothing over here. Right now is someone that's looking for a physical relationship. That's not what this person is looking for. Let me see who we got in here. What's going on? Hey, if y'all have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll figure them out. You ain't got to put no cues, none of that. What's up, Grandma Does It All? Everybody's speaking. We got House of X. Yours, your boy Leo. It's me, Winston. Yes, honey, in the building. Thank y'all for being here. See everybody speaking. All right, there we go, right there. What are they both bringing to the table? Well, from what I read, hey, Miss Cheryl, you remember them? Do you remember during Christmas, them little fake apples they used to have, them fake fruit they had on where it was Big Mama house. You know, they had that little bowl during Christmas and Thanksgiving, and all the fruit was plastic. Woo. Y'all, I don't drop no gems and nuggets. I drop boulders all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Part of the problem is people, what they bring to the table, it could be both parties. It could be one party, male or female. They're bringing the plastic apples to the Christmas dinner. Which one is real? And another thing is everybody trying to outdo or sound like something they're not, man. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not going to even tell you half the stuff I can do. Because one of the things, now this blow my mind, man. People be saying, well, I do this, I do that, I do this. Damn all that. I want to know the simple things you do. I don't care about the big, gigantic things. I don't care that Rod got 100,000 YouTube channels. I don't care that Rod's invested in the stock market. What does Rod do when he ain't on YouTube? What does Rod do when he ain't looking at stocks? Get me down to the lowest molecule. Because a lot of the other stuff we don't do I do. I'm on YouTube every day. This is how I make my money. But a lot of this, I don't travel every day. I'm not eating out at restaurants every day. What do you do when the plastic fruit ain't on the table? What do you do when the real apples are there and the real bananas and oranges? Let me see who up in this live stream here. What's going on, Black Beauty? Grandma Does It All said nobody should be attending a date when they don't have themselves established. Woo. Hey, Grandma, can you define established? Because that's what I want to know now. You got to be self-sufficient. Hello, if you can't take care of you can't take care of two. Oh, yeah, I just made that up on the fact. I hope that ain't in no rap, so I might make a song about that. If you can't take care of you, I'm not. You can't take care of two. And we know what's real. We know we can't. I mean, I could just see this, man. My vision is seeing this. A brother, Rod, I'm going to use Rod, take a young lady out to dinner or lunch and use his light bill money. Then she want to come over to the crib 3 days later. My lights turned off. That ain't being self-sufficient. At the very least, most always come dry begging. That's a no. Hey, what dry begging? Grandma Does It All. I know what it is, but for the people in the back, what is dry begging? I ain't heard that in a long time. What up, Fatima in the building? What's up? Fatima said, woo, that's what I was saying. Excuse me. Date who you are compatible with. But this the question, Fatima. How we know we compatible with them? When we don't have the time, nobody. I'm not saying, notice I said half the time. I'm going to say 25% of the time. Let me be fair. Some of us don't know the real person. We don't know who we're really dealing with. How can we be compatible You know, if a $1 bill is compatible with a $1 bill, how am I going to throw a $3 bill in the middle and say all three are the same? They're not. And that's another thing. I got in my notes here. I got to pull it up. What do we even talk about goals? What are your goals? What are my goals? I think right now it's a race to who's doing the most. It's a race to who's doing the most. Now, hey, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I'm gonna drop this link. Let me pull up this here. I'm gonna drop this link in case anybody want to come up. Again, I will say once I drop this link, if you come up here, please stay on topic. I am waiting on some guests, so I'm limiting the guests that I'm not waiting on that come up to 10 or 15 minutes. Stay on topic, be respectful, try not to use profanity. If you get passionate about something, hey, I do it as well. So let me go ahead and drop that link. I guess I need to do that first. All right, if you come up, you can't come up. I need to see you backstage like this, but you can come up with your avatar up. It'll be like that, and you can talk like that. I really don't like doing that, but it is late, so we're going to allow it. All right, now, let me see who else up in here. Let me see everybody speaking. Thank you. Thank you. Just asking for a friend. Thank you, Keisha, for making everybody feel welcome. I see you. All right, right here. If you can't talk to each other, if you can to each other and listen to one another. All right, Miss Sure, I think you left a word. I think I know. I think if you can't talk to each other and listen to one another. That's another thing, man. Do we listen in this dating game? Do we really listen? I mean, I think the women got it down. I think the women be listening, but as a whole, do we be listening? Do we be listening to that other party? Okay, talk. I got you. Tara says emotional intelligence is necessary when you are trying to weed out your person. Now that's a big one, man. That's a big one. In this technology age, a lot of people are breaking up with people and feeling, instead of healing or whatever the case may be, they're rushing because everything's at their disposal. And some people now, I'm just going to be real with you. Back in the day, if you just got out of a situation and you met someone before all this technology, they could see it was going to be like the Rude Boys and Gerald Levert. It's going to be written all over your face. There's something you might be still a little heart hurt or whatever. But now people think, well, I can take a little time, hide behind the computer and the phone, text a little bit, and I'm going to be over next week. It don't work like that, man. And it's not just your past relationship. It could be past trauma. It could be the loss of a loved one. It's so many different things. And I'm talking about problem, but intelligence. Somebody please define emotional intelligence, like the both words put together. Somebody please. You ain't got to go over there to hey, what's up, Darlene? Look, man, these glasses got a little smudgy-wudgy on them. All right. Y'all bear with me here. Hey, what's up, LGG? What's going on? Everybody speaking to everybody. Let's see here. Hey, Tar, I see you got the little fade. It said a little fade. All right. What can you bring to the table? I was asked this question once. Okay. I love when Fatima here because thank you, Fatima. Oh, matter of fact, I'm going to be giving away some memberships tonight. Fatima, hopefully you get one. I'm going to give away 5 memberships. Try to give away 10 each month unless I forget. What can you bring to the table? I was asked this question once. Turn me off on the first date, though. He was trying to check my pockets. I did the goals, but you just hit all the metrics. I had my own table. Now, that's another thing, man. First date, man. I think a lot of people trying to get married on the first date. A lot of people trying to see, you should see if there's some compatibility. And I think in part 1, we learned, look for compatibility over chemistry. But man, a lot of people like this here. There is no way I'm going to ask a woman on the first date, what can you bring to the table? Matter of fact, I'm just saying now, I'm happy she brought her presents to the real table. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, I haven't even earned the right. And that person I ain't gonna say they haven't earned the right, but I feel like I haven't earned the right to say, what can you bring to the table as a man, as a provider? Yeah, I need some help, but right now ain't the time to discuss it. As long as I can pay for this meal, I'm cool. And hopefully there's a second date. But hey, I dropped the link, man. Y'all want to come on up? All right, dry begging equal indirectly accessing indirectly asking for things all the time. Always got to start sob story with no resources. No, no, and hell no. So, hey, grandma does it all. Is this early? Is this early in the relationship? Is this early in the dating game? I mean, wow. So that's dry bait indirectly. Hey, I wish I'm gonna have to look up an example, not right now. So, all right. So right now, I'm gonna go with some of the things that when I research, these ain't all right. Now I'm gonna see if I agree or disagree with y'all. The reasons that dating is harder for women. I know this one is probably true, man. And some of y'all women tell me, I know I can only imagine a couple of what I'm gonna get. Oh, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, real talk, brother Rod. I got a whole nother part in there. I like that. Hey, who is this here? Okay, Iger Biz. Okay. I like the EIGGER Biz. Okay. Hey, I'm digging your content. All right. Appreciate it, man. Hit that subscribe button. I'm digging you being here. All right. So, the first thing that makes it harder for women is fear or harm. Women face I'm gonna read this verbatim and then we're gonna talk about women face a constant underlying physical risk when meeting strangers from the internet or going to private places with new dates. I mean, that's not even hard to figure. I mean, well-lit area, public place. No, if you go to a person's crib, no one, just be cognizant. I don't have to beat that one up. Harassment and pressure. Women, do y'all still deal? Because it seems like ladies, they've always been tough, but it seems like a lot of ladies are putting people in their place nowadays. That disrespect and that outburst. And now I'm hearing this, man. I'm hearing, I guess, but I'm hearing a lot of ladies say if there's a no, or I'm not interested, or you're not my type, or there's no chemistry, they're getting cursed out. They're getting, man, boy. So, hey, I got to reiterate this. Good for you, for Timmy. He don't need to worry about your table. That's what I'm talking about. On the first date, you should keep it light. Likes, dislikes, children. Say that again, Miss Cheryl. What do you like? That could be a whole date right there. Well, it depends. But another thing too, man, when two people are trying to get to know each other, it would make sense if two people are interacting. It's interpersonal communication. It's not one way. This is not a one-way CB or a walkie-talkie. Let's say I have 5 likes. I may name 2 and let the person name 2 of them. We might turn it into a game. But I mean, now if I have 5, I'm probably going to list. I'm not going to try to list all 5 because I want absorption. If I just said we ain't listening to each other, so why? Yeah, I like horseback riding, skydiving, bungee jumping. Y'all know all this is a lie. I don't like none of that. Swimming. No, how about, why you like them? Maybe I've never done it. Maybe it's on my list. I don't know. Dislikes. Now, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna read a profile that just blew my mind. I'm telling you, don't nobody on a first date, like Miss Cheryl said, keep it light. Maybe a couple of dislikes, but not a whole Christmas list from Santa Claus of dislikes. I don't like this. You probably ain't gonna see me again if it's a bunch of dislikes. Because in my mind, I'm like, what do you like? I'm gonna have to go back to the first question. Children. Now here go the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, and I'm gonna do a whole new show on this. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that I'm seeing that is not really making sense to me. People are saying And I obviously I can't see male responses. And I guess women are being judged by this. I have grown children. Okay. And then I'm seeing a lot of women say, I'm not interested in a man with small children. I understand that I'm over 50. Most women have raised their children or their children are entering high school at my age, like the last year. But one thing that I find, I understand, I understand that I have grown children. Because a lot of women are saying that I have grown children because I don't want to raise a child. And they're not talking about a man's child, they're talking about the individual himself. They're talking about the man. But also, when we're saying we're not looking for, I have grown children, I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of these grown children are circling back. And with the way the economy is, with the way the cost of living is, with the way the job market is, they're forced to come back home. You may be having grown children, but the whole reason we're saying grown is two reasons. We don't want to raise a grown man, and we're letting the man know my children are out of the house, out of the nest. But those birds may fly back to the nest in cold weather. Hopefully they didn't go over nobody's head. Let me look in these comments. And as I read those, I'm going to tell y'all, 60 to new 50, 50 to new 40 and all that mess. But I'm going to tell y'all, 25 is what used to be 18. These kids at 18 aren't ready to be on their own. 99, probably 99, I'm going to say 99, 80% of them, 70% of them aren't ready to be out there at 18. School is not like it used to be. Parenting is not like it used to be. So these kids are going out there, but are they ready? Let me jump down here. All right. Ever been married? That's a good one. Have you ever been married? Because if I'm talking to a woman, hey, have you ever been married? No. Do you have aspirations of being married? Yes. Now I need, not that I'm about to lie, but I need to know, is this someone I can marry? I don't know yet. Remember, we're keeping it light, like Miss Cheryl said. But if I know there's no remote possibility, why am I going to waste this person's time? If this person is looking for forever and not right now, why am I going to waste this person's time? Right now, my world might be 2 years. Forever is not 2 years. So let me keep going here. You always go to a public place. Yes, these men come out the gate asking for stuff nowadays. Dating isn't easy anymore. So I'm hearing that a lot. Now, asking the question though, Grandma does it. Are these women coming out the gate asking for things? I think it's both, but from what I'm hearing, I'm not the dating Channel 7 news or nobody, but from what I'm hearing is people are asking, it's the roles have been reversed. I think Miss Cheryl mentioned that in part one. The roles have been reversed. I'm going to tell you, man, I'm glad I don't have no sons. I have 2 daughters. I just can't see myself or any of my male offspring asking a woman. I'm telling you, that's almost a no for me. That's probably maybe one of the few bad bones. I have maybe several, but I'm not asking a woman for money. That's just right, though. All right, so got to dig through too many weeds before finding something worth preserving. Ooh, wee. You got to dig through too many weeds. But is the dig worth it? Is the dig worth it? Grandma does it all. I mean, is that any different than what is it different now? I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it. I think people perceive it to be different now. Is back then, you may have been even if you were in a big city, you probably had a small radius that you ventured out to. Small towns, you have a small town, a small radius. So you didn't have too many weeds to dig through. Because sometimes if the fruit wasn't quite ripe in the weeds, we might go ahead and eat it. Because it's close to being ripe. Now, the fruit got to be perfect when you're digging in the weeds. All right, let me see what. Hey, man, I'm just going to say biz, E-biz. Women are overusing filters. Ooh, uh-oh. Let's just say everybody's overusing filters. Let's say everybody's doing this. I show up to the date and they look nothing like their pictures. It's a turnoff and misleading. Yeah, and it's gonna get worse with this AI, man. People gonna have cars that they ain't really got, standing on top of homes. I mean, I guarantee you, if I do this show this time next year, same show, same time frame, it'll blow everybody's mind, including mine, how different things will be a year from now than they are today in the dating world, in the entire world. I mean, it wasn't even a year ago where I started working with Just Asking for a Friend with Keisha, and I was doing my thumbnails, and she was just tearing me a new one, and she showed me how to make thumbnails better. And then I went to a whole different level. That wasn't even a year ago. Times are evolving quickly. Let me see what this is saying. Emotional intelligence, having the ability to understand and manage your feelings in a positive way. And have that same energy for your partner, spouse too, especially if you two are in a dispute. Having the ability to understand and manage your feelings in a positive way. Okay. I wonder how many people out there really know how to manage their feelings, because a lot of times, especially if you're trying to impress someone, if some don't go quite right, that emotional intelligence may go out the window. Uh, a positive way, and have that same energy for your partner, spouse too, especially you two are in a dispute. Yeah, if you're in a dispute, man, I think I've learned that the best thing to do, and don't worry about the last words, just walk away, man. Just walk away, cool off, get your thoughts together, and then come back. And if you see that person hasn't got themselves together, you just may as well chill out, because it's not gonna. Both people got to kind of calm down. I'm I'm gonna need a couple of Zoom dates or family or friends dates or in the building as decoys. Wow, Tar. So, woo wait. So you go. I like that family or friend dates. Invite them over for now. This the question though, Tar. I'm just asking. But I like that because you invite them to a cookout or a family function. Hey, what's going on, Crafty? Thank you for being here. You invite them to a family function, and that's safe. I like that because your family, your friends around, they can't act a fool. But the only thing with that, are you getting them or are you getting that representative? Because they're gonna be cool with the cousins, the male cousin. They're gonna be cool with the uncles. If it's the sisters, they're gonna be cool with the aunties and the female cousins. Dapping everybody up, winning all the domino games, smacking them on spades, and then when you leave there, you still have that possibility the real person may pop out. I just like people to, again, this is a thought-provoking channel. I like people to think. Now, so Tara said she gonna go have dinner, and her cousin them gonna be at the table over there eating some soup, or appetizer, sharing some appetizer, but they decoys. But is that a bad idea? Now, I got a question, Tara. Will the decoys for y'all, they're gonna have to follow y'all outside and everything, because I doubt if they act a fool inside. So man, I like that though. All right. Women are getting the better jobs these days. Let me go and look at my notes again, because I got to go down to the men right now. I'm going to go down to the men. High expectations. Miss Cheryl, high expectations. Society often links a man's worth to his financial status, career success, and physical traits before he's even given a chance. A lot of times, if I'm reading what Miss Cheryl said, women are getting a better job nowadays. I don't know. I can't speak for every man out there. Did the men, when they had the higher paying jobs, did they expect the mate to be equivalent when it came to financial status, economic status, career status, pay status? These women are getting the better jobs and the better higher paying jobs. And there's nothing wrong with looking for a man that's equally yoked. But let's just say you go on a date and you look at this brother and he doesn't have the qualifications that of a high paying job, or his career status is this, that, and a third. What's going to happen then? Is this a ghosting opportunity? Is this a, oh man, I'm done listening moment? Or do you give the brother a chance? I'm curious. Keep on reading here. Hey, crafty in the building. Okay, Emma, what's going on? MIC in the house. Said that's true about folk using filter and AI taking over. I'm just old fashioned, like to meet people in real time versus internet dating. You at least have the true image of this man, woman. So true. So true. Got 15 real homies in the crib. Thank y'all for being here. You are on Points Blank Experience. I am your boy Rod, the host that sometimes make you think, sometimes like a fool, just depending on what day it is. I'm dropping that link again in case someone wasn't in here. When you see that in the comments, that little StreamYard, that is the link, you click on that, I'll get a little ding, you pop up here. Hang out with your boy. Listen to each other. Try to understand what he or she is saying. Find a solution. Excuse me. I'm going to put something out there for everybody to think about with this listening. And I said it in part one. If I go on a date with a woman that is what I'm looking for, I'm naturally going to be a little nervous. I can sit in front of this camera. I have, I don't know how many supporters. I don't like to say subscribers or followers. I have thousands of supporters. But I'm still nervous if I'm in the presence of a woman that I'm interested in. And that I really have to listen to what the person that's opposite of me is saying, because I'm already nervous, and they really got to listen to me, because boy, the words might not come out right. I might have a mental combustion up here that just everything poof. And I think a lot of people, oh man, hey, Emma, boy, I tell you, man, I'm gonna have to do something in the comments. I can't, boy. All right, there's a link. Let me see what Michelle said. Relationships should never ever be about finance. Money, jobs come and go. So who are you? Woo, wait. And Michelle, in this day and age, it ain't like it used to be. You used to could lose a job and maybe a couple of days, a week, go get something in the same job field, but not so much now. So I'm gonna tell y'all too, man. If you want to see a real person that got a decent job and got money, take it away from them. Can they? It's like New Edition. Can they stand the rain when the money gone? Hey, Emma, put a 1 in the chat if you're still here, and I'll take care of what you asked for. If you're still here, I'm not going to do it if you don't put a 1 in the chat. But if you take a status, money, power away from an individual, can they sustain? The real them will come out. That's why I've always believed in keeping it real. I don't care how much I got in the bank, how many stocks I got, what kind of cars I'm driving. You have to see that real person. Let me see what Fatima's saying. Emma, if you're still in here, Emma, I'm going to pull your thing up. If you're still in here, put a 1 in the chat, and I'll take care of that for you. I've noticed when men have more money, it's about control. And when the woman have more money, she thinks/feels the guy isn't working hard enough. Ooh. Hey, y'all, I'm going to address this. Fatima's saying it, but Rod is going to elaborate, because this is Real Talk with Rod. I'm going to read this again for the people in the back. I've noticed when men have more money, it's about control. When the woman have more money, she thinks/feels the guy isn't working hard enough. And in a lot of cases, she will dog him out. So one thing that's telling me, they got to be to have some songs about this from 1970 to 2026. Where is the love? If this is the case, if the man is wanting control, and this is reality, this happens every day. And the woman saying he ain't working hard enough, he need to work harder because now she's the breadwinner. Now, I'm gonna elaborate on that though. Where is the love? Is money the love? We need money to survive, but do we need money to love one another? Come on, man. Now, if this person, whoever's not making the money, the male or the female, if their idea of working hard enough is what we used to say in the military, doing the bare minimum, no, man. You don't have if I am I work at a car dealership, and the person I'm into or married to is a lawyer. I'm not gonna be a lawyer. I'm never gonna be, never wanted to be one, and never will be one. They said say never, but that's not something I want to do. Am I not? Can I bring something else to the table? What if, and I'm just putting this out there, I ain't saying I could do it. I know just asking about to crack up on this one, maybe Miss Cheryl too, but if I may not be making the money, and the woman is used to every time something go wrong in the crib, they're used to calling a person to fix it, but then this man can come in and fix it and save the money. Is he bringing something to the table? He may not be a lawyer, but is he bringing something to the table? All right, let me see here. Miss Cheryl said, true. No family event, just all restaurant, parks, or coffee shops. Okay. Now, hey, I gotta ask the ladies, man. I really want to know. Is a coffee shop, man? And I know some of the ladies in here are married or not dating, but even when you met your husband, would you consider a coffee shop a first date or a park? I know I just asked, and she said in part one when she thought about parks and picnics that she admires it because the man put forth more of an effort. But have we elevated to the first date is automatically a restaurant? I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't go to no movie theater, and I ain't going to no concert, I ain't going to no what do you call it, no comedy club, because you ain't gonna be able to hear. So Miss Cheryl says she would consider a coffee shop a first date. Okay. Y'all put that in the comments. Is a coffee shop a real first date to the ladies or the men in here, whoever's in here? Oh boy. I'm gonna read it like you wrote it. I see your grandma does it also. Coffee shops, okay. I'm just curious because I don't know if they're really going on. Seems like everybody want to go to the restaurant. I ain't saying, or what if it's most men trying to go to the restaurant to impress the lady? They're just bypassing the coffee shop. Mm-hmm. Grown ass men talking to grown women like they're young girls is a big turnoff too. I've been hearing this, man. I heard this in part one. Stop, man. I think Just Asking brought this up. Stop calling us bro and all the other foolish slangs. You look and sound a donkey. Wow. Some families have house husbands and that works for the relationship. There we go. Some relationships have, and some relationships have housewives. And I can tell you right now, a solitude says stay single, save your money and stay single. Sound good to me. All right. Appreciate that input, man. Let me pull that up and then I'm gonna come back to Miss Cheryl's comment. Stay single, it works for them. All right. I think that, Miss Cheryl, nobody thinks about that in the dating world anymore. Now, how many people out there would come into a first date or whatever date or trying to get to know somebody and say, hey, I just want to be a house husband or a housewife? I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. But I understand once you get to know somebody, it's a lot of, you almost have to these days. It's too expensive to get childcare if you have children. Okay, coffee shop's a good first date. Like I like coffee and tea. Okay, all right. Let me go to my next little point here. Been on about an hour, about 55 minutes. I'll probably go about an hour and a half. I'm not gonna do 3 hours like the last time. I'm gonna go back to the women. All right, this go for both parties, but I'm gonna read this here because I think this happens a lot. It's kind of in tune with what I said at the beginning. Dating apps create an illusion of endless options, which often translate to poor communication, ghosting, and a lack of follow through from men. I think that's for men and women. So there's so many people out there, and they get ghosted and don't. There is no follow up. But from what I've been seeing, they just on to the next. It's on to the next. On to the next. So emotional burnout. This is what I was talking about earlier. Emotional burnout, man. I used self-esteem, but emotional burnout, man. Like, I mean, honestly, I could see a person in dating what we're calling, what I call title dating drama, is dating reality of today in 2026. It's starting, more people are probably saying, what's wrong with me? A lot of times people aren't getting to know me. They're looking at the cover, but they don't know that the pages in between that cover it has a story. We don't know the story because we just looked at the cover and we closed the book. We don't even check it back into the library. Hence, ghosting. Just, I'm done, man. But that person that got ghosted, male or female, could be in their last semester of medical school, and they're not worried about spending all their money on clothes. They still look decent for the day, but they're spending all their money on tuition. We don't think about that. We're looking at the cover of the book. We don't read what's going on. We don't know the story. Let me jump in here. Fatima said, after all my failed relationships, I still have space in my heart for real love. Wow. I want to get married. Never give up on love. Perseverance. I'm gonna read, after all my failed relationships. Fatima is a person that can just say, I'm done. I'm not meant to. It's not for. These are the words that precede us bashing ourselves. But she refused to do that. She still has space in her heart for real love. Not this 2026 made up love, but real love. I want to get married. Never give up on love. I like that. And Miss Cheryl said, never give up. Uh-oh. I like what Miss Cheryl is saying. Coffee shops are great for a first date. I love coffee and snacks. I like that. I like that. You got ghosted. Be thankful. How many people think about that? I like that, Miss Cheryl. Because some people get ghosted. Instead of saying, uh-oh, boulder time, I don't drop gems and nuggets. I drop boulders. I'm going to hit you right up between the eyes, upside the head, whatever with something. What, instead of when you get ghosted, and I've been ghosted, I've been rejected, I've been all of the above. What if when you get ghosted, instead of saying, what's wrong with me, how about saying, that was not for me? That person was not for me. I was not for that person. Be thankful that you may have stopped something that could have went on for 365, 730 days. But the ghosting alleviated that heartache, that headache. Just saying. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Y'all bringing up some good stuff, and y'all answering a lot of questions that I do these shows because I wonder what better way to ask than to get on here and ask a bunch of people. And I really, and y'all notice that not one comment, even the person that came in and asked me to pray for them, not one comment has been shot down or that doesn't make sense. We don't do that over here. Now, if somebody in the comments do it and I see it, I'm not going to stop them but if it gets out of hand, I will. All right. Shifting social structure. We already talked about that. I'm gonna read it though. As women increasingly outpace men in higher education and career stability, the traditional pool of peers who match or exceed these achievements narrow. This is why it's harder for women to find men, according to the research I did. Not Rod. This is what. Ooh wee. This next one here, boy, I'm gonna have to read it. We got 14 homies in here. Everybody, men and women, need to listen to this. And I don't read these before I start. I'll glance over and say, yeah, I like what it's saying, and we move on. Um, the labor imbalance. Women often show an unproportional amount of invisible, emotional, and domestic labor, creating a high bar of caution regarding who they choose to let into their lives. Emotional and domestic labor. One of the things I saw in here was trust, man. I think a lot of times, and I think it's going over to the men as well. Women and men are putting people through hell, and they should. A lot of people have been hurt. I look at anybody that's my age. There's a high possibility they went through some type of pain if they were married. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was just happy go lucky. We just ain't gonna be together no more. I don't know, but domestic labor, emotional labor. All right, we're gonna move to the men. We already talked about that. I'm not gonna repeat anything. All right, here go. Yeah. All right. Here's a problem for me. Well, I'm gonna go back to the women because this is gonna kind of tie into each other. I don't know if I agree with this. I'm gonna read it. It says skewed numbers. Most dating platforms has significantly more male users than female users, leading to intense competition. This is a problem for men. Now I'm hearing out in the real world, outside of this internet stuff, that there's a high proportion in number of women to men, and maybe there's some of the reasons that men are going from one person to the next. They're just moving. And this, the slightest little thing, and they move on, they move on, they move on. But according to this, the numbers are skewed because when they go to now in the real world, because somebody, I think it was Fatima said, or somebody said they like to go out in person and meet. In that world, there's more women out there, and it seems to be fewer men. But if you go to an online website, there's a whole lot of men and fewer women. I'm gonna let that marinate. This says it's harder for men. I don't know about this. Communication burnout. Texting on apps often stalls, making it difficult for men to turn digital matches into real world meetings. No, man. Come on now. Anybody over 40 or over 30, I'm gonna go back to when I was 30, but I'm gonna say over 40. We're gonna keep it over 35, 40. If your primary means of communication with the opposite sex is text, I don't understand how they talking about you getting burnt out with communication. But we just, man, I want to see you. I want to talk to you. At least let me hear your voice. Then they got all this technology. I might not be seeing you in person. Hey, we could do the fist bump like they do in the joint. You know what I'm saying? We need to do something, man. All this here WYD and BRB and X elemental P, and I ain't got time for all that. Let me get over here and see what Tara said. I mean, not Tara, I'm sorry. Grandma does it all said it's too easy to just opt out of dating these days. It's too easy to opt out of dating. So you may, hey, grandmother, you said just don't date, forget it, just leave it alone. It's more peaceful to grab a bottle from the liquor store. Oh, but these live streams are cracking me up. Y'all keep it real. Hey, I'm gonna change this here to real talk everybody. It ain't gonna be real talk with Ross, it's gonna be real talk with everybody. Get a bottle from the liquor store, order takeout, and grab the battery. Boy, I'm glad I stopped. I'm glad I think my mind be reading it. All right, Grandma does it all. They do. All right, man, let me get that on the screen. Man, she said, so who was that? Grandma does it all to create her own date and got everything she needed according to what I just read. No trust, I think I better let it go. Hey, Teddy P, just another little TKO, Miss Cheryl, I better let it go. Hey, speaking of which, man, I ain't even downloaded, man. Hey, if y'all haven't checked out, this is a quick commercial while I'm moving on. If y'all haven't checked out Soulful, let me put it in here, Soulful Southern Sounds on YouTube. That is my music channel, and I got a song coming out. I don't even know what category this falls on. This kind of country, Southern soul. I don't know, man, but I did a short today, but I went back and changed a little of the sound in a couple of parts. But y'all check out the music channel, Soulful Southern Sounds. That is a Points Blank Network channel. Every song that you hear on Points Blank Experience in any of my channels going forward, intro and outro will be written and produced by yours truly, myself. And Soulful Southern Sounds, every song is written and produced by me. So I did, man, I got to tell y'all something. We got to finish this here first. All right, now forget this whole man and woman. Why is dating so hard in general? Uh-oh. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this say burnout and guardedness, protecting your heart. If you've ever had your heart broken, you may subconsciously never right. Subconsciously be closing yourself out to protect your peace. This expert notes that our relationship lives tie heavily into emotional needs, making past trauma or family dynamics a major roadblock. That's another thing, man. I know we're talking about emotional intelligence, and I don't know what category this falls under, but if you're, hey, what's going on, Dolores? Thank you for being here. Hey, Dolores, y'all check out Dolores. Dolores, I'm gonna reach out to you. I really, not to do what you're doing, but I want to do something different. But I'm gonna reach out to you. Man, her and The Educated Natural did a live the other day. If you're a content creator, y'all need to go watch that live. Put out some good stuff, real good information. So back to what I was saying. How can you take care of somebody else's heart if you can't take care of your own? How can you take care of somebody else's heart if you don't understand nonverbal communication? A lot of people that are hurting inside, if they're protecting their peace and they're guarded, they're not going to even tell you anything wrong. Don't go over there trying to be no therapist, though. Don't go over there trying to make something wrong. But you can kind of, if you're paying attention to the nonverbal communication, you may be able to see. And I think a lot of times, man, I don't know, this might be rolling the dice saying this. A lot of times we run too soon. Now, I ain't talking about nothing wild or woolly now, but we run too soon. We take off, but we may not have heard the entire story. Let me jump back over here and see what these people are saying. That is the name of the music channel, Soulful Southern Sounds. It's kind of confusing, man. It took me a minute to remember my own name to the channel. But if you look at it, the first three letters, S-O-U, in both Soulful and Southern, the L comes before the T. That's how I remember it. I promise y'all, that's how I remember when I first came up with it. Miss Cheryl, thank you so much. I love all your songs. Wonderful dating songs. Yeah, man, I try to keep it clean. I ain't got no too short or nothing up in there. No, the only way I'll accept a text, man, Fatima ain't no joke, boy. The only way Fatima accepts a text if my future husband is at work or at a stoplight on his way home. Other than that, he better call me, especially in the beginning of us dating. Now, sometimes you might have to text, but you did say if he at work or y'all ain't living together and he don't know if you sleep or something, or if he at a stoplight, Any other day, you better be calling. She said, you better be calling. Hey, future husband, if you watching or listening, Fatima said you better be on the, better call me. I forgot who song that song. One of them old school artists, but that's another thing, man. In this dating world, I think it's a thin line between over checking on someone, looking like a stalker, or under checking on someone. But you have to find that medium, that balance of, hey, how's your day going? And it can't be the same thing every time. How every day at 12:30, you're gonna call, hey, how's your day going? That's gonna get old real quick. I'm just thinking about it. But if you can't be thinking about it 19 times in an 8-hour shift, that might not work. That's kind of why. I mean, I know some of this stuff sounds simple, but boy, I swear there's people out there messing it up. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much for all your support. You're more than welcome. A lot of people supported me when I first started, and it's amazing how many people I've virtually met on YouTube. What up, Friend Zone, man? Glad to see you back in the building. Said the last time I heard the term emotional intelligence, my then girlfriend had her then ex-boyfriend staying overnight at her house. I'll take the zero. It's all tomfoolery. Okay. My then girlfriend had her ex-boyfriend staying overnight at the house. Wow, that's interesting. All right, let's see what we have here. Whoo, Dolores says some people don't run fast enough. We're going to talk about that. Everyone needs to let go of so much baggage and like and love. Don't get too old and it's over. Whoa, woo, wee, Miss Cheryl just said a word, man. She just said a word right there. Everyone needs to let go of so much baggage and like and love. I'm gonna talk about something else too, man. Ooh, boy, this is gonna be good right here. Don't get too old and it's over to even think about doing some of the things you could be doing with your partner today. And what's preventing that? That cover that book. We ain't looking at all the pages. Are we giving people a fair chance, male and female? Never let go of so much baggage, like and love. Are we even as people? And I'm gonna talk right now about Black people. Do we even give each other a chance with anything? I said that as a segue into Dolores' comment. They're both on Social Security. What you mean, Miss Cheryl? Combine those checks, and it's still gonna equal 2 checks, or it's just gonna be less. Inquiring Rods want to know, man. And somebody here scared to ask you, but I ain't. So if you get too old and you're getting Social Security, actually, I think some people don't run fast enough. You try to save people who don't deserve to be saved. That's one thing that came up in part one. I think in this dating world that we have now, we are looking at potential. They potentially could be this, they potentially could be that, and they could. But the best way to find out is real communication. And they know sitting over here what they got. And I ain't talking about, yeah, man. I ain't gonna say it because she might be watching, but you can ask a person enough questions to see what their aspirations, what do they aspire to be. If I'm, I'm thinking about going back to school, getting my paper, that degree. All right, what you gonna do when you get it? What are you gonna major in? Start asking questions. Keep it light, but I would find out. So, what do you do right now? Like if a person roll up to me, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's hilarious too, man. It is so funny. It is so funny. So, what do you do? I'm retired. I'm just gonna lay out me. I'm retired from the military. Oh, okay. Pension, yep. I retired from the automotive industry. 53. I've been retired since I was 53. I'm 56. What do you do? I got a couple YouTube channels, boy. I feel like I'm at the Olympics. All kind of red flags be waving, man. Because if they go by the cover, I don't know, man. I don't know about this dude right here. And I might leave it at that because I want to see who I'm working with. I want to see. I'm not going to totally leave it at that, but I might just leave it at that and say, oh, okay. Yep, that's me right there. So you ain't doing nothing but YouTube. YouTubers must make a lot of money. It's all right, depending on what you're doing. And it could be game over right there. It could be game over. What's up, Vicky? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Oh man, hey, I like that. Hey, chocolatey yogi, you hopefully you subscribe to the channel, man. I'm looking at all these because there's some different people in here, and I like that. It will be less. Okay, that's what I thought. So if your Social Security checks are combined, it will be less. All right, let me read this here. Pull it up. Good conversation. Hopefully, insight for those seeking dating advice. So I'm gonna go back. Right there, my game could be over, depending on how much they peel the onion. When I worked in the car business as a sales manager, then a sales director, when the salesperson came back and told me some stuff, you can talk to people right now that worked under my leadership, my tutelage. Did you peel back the onion? Well, they make $1,500 a month. Okay, do they have any other income? Oh yeah, they get a check for land they got over here, or oil rights. Oh yeah, they own Pinterest or whatever, Etsy or something. Okay, all that's income. Peel back the onion. So if they peel back the onion with me, they'll see it's more to it than retired and I'm on YouTube. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I think people bring the representative, he or she will put their best foot forward till they catch that fish. Once they got you, they will show the true colors. Now that's a good thing, man. Are these people hoping that you fall in love with them or something? Feelings will probably get involved, but okay, so the people sitting there representing the fake person, or not a real representation of themselves. Once they got you, they will show you who they are. I saw a movie on, it was kind of sad too, on Tubi. I can't remember the name of it. This was a couple years ago. But this guy, his wife had such high expectations. This was a movie, but it could be real. She had such high expectations of her husband. He lost his job. He had a corporate job. He got up every day and put a suit on, got his coffee. She got him to cook breakfast. He got in his car and he rode around all day long looking for a job until 5:30, whenever it was time for him to go back home. And every day the lie became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time it was to that point, she didn't leave him because he lost his job. She left him because he lied to her. This deception. It's much easier to just say, I don't know how it's going to turn out. It's going to be different strokes, different folk. But I would think it's easy to say, hey, I lost my job. I'm out there busting my ass trying to find another one. I'm going to get one. This family will not go hungry than to sit up here and lead everybody to believe that their mortgage might be in jeopardy. The car notes were in jeopardy. The insurance was in jeopardy. The lights, everything that they had, because this guy was the breadwinner. It was a movie, but it was a realistic movie. I'm just saying that. That's all I'm saying. If you're a 40 plus and dating, more than likely you have past stuff you're going through. If you're 40 plus and married, well, be there for your spouse. That's an example of emotional intelligence. I like that. I'm gonna add a little bit to that, Fatima. If you're 40 plus and everybody's saying they're what's this word? Dating with a purpose. Dating with a purpose, intentional. If we're intentional, and both people saying they're intentional in these profiles, there's like the job description. If we're intentional and we're going through past stuff. I ain't saying the first date, the second date, but if we're intentional, we both got to that point where we said we're gonna really try this. Maybe start being there for that person even while you're preparing to get married. That way, when you get married, it's not that this big change and big difference. I'm wondering how many people get married these days. It seems like we can't get to the dating. I mean, how many people get married and be really in love? I wish I knew that, man. Okay. Hey, thank you, She Natural, for stopping by saying hi. I see your comment. Hi, family. Right. It was in the script. Okay. Hey, Friendzone, what was in the script? That movie or that happened to people I knew? He drained the account and he had to move when she found out. Wow. Man, so this dude you knew, Michelle, was going to work like he had a job but really didn't have a job? Fate, man. Hey, thank you, She Natural, for stopping by. Hey, what the hell have we been on here? I'm gonna be probably wrap this up. Depending on these, if the comments keep flowing, I'll go a little longer, but we're gonna be wrapping it up shortly. They had to move. All while you're dating, learn the person you're dating. Don't compare them to another. Oh man, Fatima dropping them boulders tonight. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a lot of people out there that don't verbally compare that new person to the old person, but mentally, emotionally, without saying a word, they're comparing that new person. And how, man, I'm telling you, back when you were about to you're talking too much smack, they said don't write a check that your butt couldn't cash. But some people, men and women, are paying for debt that they didn't run up. They're paying for what the other person did. Been gone for however long, but it's still in that person's heart. I think that has to be identified and communicated, and we got to rectify this. I'm not Charlie, I'm not Jimmy, I'm not Tyrone, I ain't none of them. I'm Rod. And I'm not going to treat you like you were whoever, Sharon, Susan, Cynthia, or whoever else. I'm just making up names. I'm not going to treat nobody. My past is not where I am right now. Don't compare them to another. I hate it when my ex used to say things like, well, women do this, women do that. Got on my nerves. Yeah, and that's another thing. Don't put everybody in the same pot. We so quick to say women do this. Somebody was in here, part one of this live, and said you have to be rich to date black women. That's putting all black women in one category. I done met some nice people in my life, and I ain't never been rich. I've had money, and I've been broke. I've been both. But I tell y'all what I did. When I was broke, I wasn't really in the dating game. That didn't make too much sense to me. Wasn't too much I could do when I was broke. I like just asking, I can have a picnic. I don't know what we go have there. Might have some bread and some meat and maybe some cheese. No condiments, being a dry sandwich, drinking out the hot water fountain at the park. So I like that, man. Don't categorize. Don't put everybody in the same bubble. Right. It was devastating. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. One of the hardest things to do in this world at times. It shouldn't be, but it is. I'm gonna put that comment. Well, now it's kind of broad. When it comes to a relationship, let's put it like that. I'm gonna put it in here. What is one of the hard one? I just want to hear the different answers, but I got one that's on my mind. What is the hardest thing to do? And I don't care if you've been with one another, dating, what is the hardest thing to do when it comes to an emotional relationship, accountability, responsibility? I'm narrowing this down as much as I can because it's a very broad question, but I want to hear the different answers. What's the hardest thing to do? The movie was scripted. I worked for my junior year in high school until I retired in 2025. No, well, I don't know if it's scripted because Michelle said she knew somebody that went through that, and I think it's a lot of people that. And you gonna see what I'm saying here in a minute, friend zone. The movie was scripted, and I agree, the movie was scripted. But I'm gonna talk about it real life. I'm gonna tell y'all my answer. What's one of the hardest things to do? To me, therapy is available to people, either insurance, state of, even if you can find a good YouTube have licensed therapy. Therapists, individual and couples therapy is helpful. I could tell you right now, man, uh, if you do get therapy, you really need to get to know your therapist and be comfortable. Just because they say they're a therapist, it might not be the therapist for you. It could be some people like a certain gender, some people like a certain race, some people like a certain maybe a prior military if they're military. It just really depends. So I like this here. Also, I like where Dolores put licensed therapists, but sometimes a friend, a true friend, not somebody that's gonna run tell your business, a family member, not somebody that's gonna talk about you as soon as you leave the family function. Sometimes therapy is just being able to have an outlet. Sometimes I tell you, man, just for the heck of it, I talk to a therapist every 2 weeks because I like to just make sure I'm mentally healthy. And I notice a good therapist, they ain't trying to show you how much they know. They really trying to show you how well they listen. Put that in your notebooks. A good therapist is going to show you how well they listen. Not try to have the best comebacks. All right, Dolores says some people don't realize PTSD is real. It's not just the people who have been to war. Woohoo! Man, boy, we getting real now. I forgot what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna think what year it was. But your war may have been past relationship, family, dating, or etc. I'm gonna look down here. I want to see what y'all put. Well, nobody put anything. Okay, friends don't put economics. Okay. He said economics. All right, so PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Dolores, you're so right because I was in the military for 20 years and 26 days. I retired in 2009, and it was probably 2024, that I finally realized exactly what you're saying. A lot of people in this country have been to war and never enlisted into anyone's military. A lot of people enlisted into the military, and the PTSD that they had prior to joining heavily outweighs any type of trauma they faced when they were in. Relationships, family, dating. What if you had what they call, I don't like to use no term dysfunctional family, but what if you had a verbal abusive, a physical abusive, an emotional abusive relationship? That's a form of PTSD. Dating. What if you had a terrible dating experience? We're not going to go into the details. What if you heard your mother and father arguing and somebody laid hands on the other person? It's a form of PTSD. And I think a lot of people don't realize what Dolores is saying and what I'm saying right now. And what do we always hear from people that look like me? I got it, especially my brothers. I got it. I'm good. A lot of times we're not good, man. And I ain't gonna narrow it down to the brothers. I've heard a lot of sisters. I've heard my aunt say, hey, we're strong. This family, the women in this family are strong. Black women are strong. Sometimes, man, we are, but when you keep piling dirt or rocks or any type of object that's there, maybe a little elevated in the air, sooner or later it's gonna fall through. It's gonna outweigh what's holding it. Sometimes this physical thing we have and this little thing we have in our head, it gets overweighed with everyday life, with past experiences that I'll be honest, I ain't have no proof, but I think my mother and father was having some old school Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran throwdowns. I'm just being real. And we put that in the back of our mind, but it's not something we forget. We try to put it back there, but do we ever forget that? All right, moving on. Generalizations aren't useful. I was at a 4th of July party and a woman blurted out loud, all men are, gotcha. If they were true, well, a lot of times we generalize, and I chalk that up. A heavy generalization like that, it might be somebody that experienced that. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna touch that too much because I'm not licensed or anything. That could put such a burden of trauma on a person. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, so what is one of the hard things to do? I'm gonna see if anybody answered that. I think one of the hardest things to do in a relationship, we know money and all that good stuff, but in that case of that movie I told y'all about and what Miss Cheryl said happened in real life, if that man would have just told the truth, we wouldn't be talking about ghosting. We wouldn't be talking about, excuse me, hold on, catfishing. We wouldn't be talking about a lie gets bigger and bigger like an avalanche. I'm gonna read this here profile before I forget. We got 14 people here. I'm gonna read a profile. I won't say who. I don't even know this person. I just pulled one down that looked interesting. What kind of man I want? I'm gonna read it just like it reads. I don't even know if I'm gonna get through all this because I'm gonna tell y'all where I would stop if I was reading this for real. What kind of man I want? I need a leader. Sounds good. A comforter, a partner, a friend, a protector, a provider. He gotta know how to get this. And then it's emoji bag of money. I ain't gonna stop right there. All right, I can relate. We gotta get to the money. All right, keep going. No, I'm not come. No, I'm not come and get you. I ain't no two. No, you can't borrow money till your check come. Just my piece, not my problem. I guess that's too hard. I'm gonna stop right there. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. How many times has a person heard, come get me, let me get some money? Somebody was talking about dry begging. How many times has a person heard this where they're so fed up, they got to put it in a profile? This is not what I'm looking for. What happened to the days you put what you're looking for, and now it's evolved to what I'm not looking for? And this, I was focusing when I first glanced over it at how it was worded. What you're going to get in return? A wonderful, successful, extraordinary woman. So have your spelled out together. No, I'm not waiting. Come prepared. I need single and available men, not boys. I didn't ask for you. This my page. I wouldn't be interested. That's just me. But this person here has ran into a lot of obstacles in the dating game. A lot. If I would have saved every one I saw, man, my phone, I wouldn't even be able to do nothing else. When did people, men and women, I can't see male profiles. I could only see women. But when did it get to a point where you got to put all that? I mean, she did at least say what you're gonna get. But damn, I'd have been tired of typing if I was writing that profile. I'd have been tired of typing. By the time I got to all of what I don't want, I'd be like, forget it, man. If this is what I'm encountering, I'll try something different. But Friend Zone said it, I think last time, I think, but I'm gonna say it this time. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing or doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. If you keep running into this on this platform, why not look on a different type of platform? If you're over 40 and you're on this platform and everybody acting like they're 20, why not go to a platform maybe over 50 and everybody act like they're 40? I don't know the answer. But if we keep trying the same thing, if I keep going to the fair every year, expecting them not to have fried cookies and donuts, but every year they have it, sound like a problem Rod got. Maybe I need to go to the zoo or something. I don't know where they got real cookies and donuts. All right. All right. One of the number one problems at the center of relationship problems are economics. So finances, okay. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I was attracted to a man once who wouldn't give me no rhythm. Okay, let me see what this is. Hold up, man. I got my leg away. It's going to sleep on me. Only to find out his mother told him that he had to get himself together before he could entertain dating me. She said he wasn't ready. But that's a real mama. That sounds like my mama. That's man, that sounds like my mama right there. Hold on, man. Hey, grandma, grandma does it like you just took me back. My mama used to, I left Arkansas like 18, 19. Ain't no sense of being with him. He ain't got no job. This was what I was in between jobs at like 18. I went to college, came back home, and I was in between jobs, but that didn't work for my mom. So the guy, now I got a question, Grandma. What happened to this dude? What happened to this guy? Because this guy here, I'm gonna read between the lines. Actually, I'm gonna break this down for everybody. So you was attracted to a man once who wouldn't give you no rhythm, so he wouldn't, reciprocate the attractive part. Only to find out his mama told him he had to get himself together before he could entertain dating me. She said he wasn't ready. Now, I look at this mom as someone that cared about you, and this man that I don't know what happened to him now, but he probably would have respected you because he respected his mama and what she said about you. But do we really actually think about all what I just said in reality? Nah. It's easy for me to read this comment and dissect it, but do we really think about all of it? A trusted person that listens, aka a confidant. Yes, get a confidant, and that's going back to when we were talking about. Sometimes therapists could be right there until you find a real. But everybody that you talk to that sound. Now I'm gonna tell you, man. This another thing. I'm just gonna be real when we talk to these family members. Just because they look like the Huxtables outside the house, who knows what's going on inside those walls? I want people to think about this. Sometimes we as me could be crying out to a person that's crying themselves. Let me say that again. We could be crying out to a family member or a confidant because they look rock solid when they're out in the streets. But when they go behind those four walls, they're breaking down every night, twice a day. Just got to look out for that. I'm going to leave that at that. Ice Cube said he's been married for over 30 plus years currently. Y'all both got to want it. Marriage, relationship, etc. Yeah. Excuse me. Damn. This ain't. Y'all got a little Ice Cube up here. I don't know. It just act like, I don't know. It act like he want to be at the line. It won't move. It looks like I'm drinking a lot of water, but I'm not. You both got to want it. You got to have the same goals, the same dreams. Not exactly. Just because she want to be a nurse don't mean I got to go be a doctor. Just because I want to be a construction guy don't mean she got to work at the lumber store or something. No, man, but the same goals. A lot of times, and I'm talking from investing with Rod. Now I'm gonna get away from point blank experience and talk as I'm on investing with Rod. So many times, and I'm talking to couples, I talk to a lot of couples about finance. We're chasing the dollar, but we're running away from one another. We're chasing this financial dream. And some of us are leaving our partner behind, not because they don't know it, We're not paying attention to their wants, their needs, their pains, their triumphs. They congratulating them when they got a raise because, oh man, that was good, but I'm over here trying to hit the next big stop. We're running so hard to the money that we're leaving our partner behind. All right, Friend Zone said you were in San Diego helping to change the ratio of males to females there. So funny. You were in San Diego helping. Yeah, I was there for what 17 years. I don't know. I don't know what that is, Friend Zone. Wherever I go, I'm gonna change the male to female ratio. I don't know what the ratio was back then. I really didn't. I hear it more now than I heard it back then. No. Trust is the hardest thing. You are being vulnerable to someone, hoping they can give you the same open and honesty. Yes, trust, man, trust. Ooh, Fatima, I see what you're saying down there. That's another hard thing to do too, boy. And maybe that's why people ain't telling the truth. I'm about to get to Fatima's thing. Trust is hard. One of the things I think I've seen more than anything, I don't care what year it was, what age you are, and it's sad when it happens, and it happens. When we trust someone and we tell them something, it could be years, it could be months, it could be weeks, it could be decades, and they throw it back in our face after you were vulnerable to share something with only them, and they throw it back at you. It ain't got to be no crowd; it could be just you and them. Boy, that's man, that's rough. Stay prayed up with faith. Yes, yes. One of the hardest things to do, boy, I think this right up there with telling the truth. Forgive. I know I'm guilty of this, man. And I'm gonna speak on myself right now. Boy, we'll say we forgave a person, but we sure be thinking about it. I'm just gonna call my own self out. Yeah, I forgive you. So is that opportunity to bring it back up. It might even give you a reason. You just bring it back up. So what you say you was again? What happened again? Tell me that story again. But you forgave him. Now that's when you forgive them, man. You got to really forgive them. Don't say it if you don't mean it. Don't apologize if you don't mean it either. They were hurt. Ooh, we forgiving a person if he or she cheated. That's a rough one right there, man. That's a rough one. Y'all, we're gonna get ready to bring this thing home in a minute. Let me see. Yeah, we got quite a few comments here. I'm just curious, man. You ain't got. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome gonna be, but how many people really believe in their heart they could forgive a person if he cheated? Just why, in, yes, no. Shouldn't have put them two letters together. Y'all might be thinking something else when you say why and an in. Forgiving a person after he or she cheated. She may be writing from past trauma, but maybe before she didn't write it down, make it plain. Sometimes writing what you want will find the things you don't want. Why not try another method? So you saying write down the issues, Dolores? So maybe writing from past trauma, but maybe before she didn't write it down, make it plain. Sometimes writing what you want will find the things you don't want. Why not try another method? Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Oh, so she helped you dodge a bullet. Okay. So she knew he wasn't ready, and you felt that, sense that, or maybe she told you that. I gotta sneeze. This gonna probably be three. That's one. I know as soon as I start talking, it's gonna happen again. All right, amen. Save yourself first, then you save everybody else. Yeah. You ain't no good. If you ain't no good to yourself, you can't be no good to nobody else. I mean, you just can't be. It's almost impossible. The military brings in hellified males and very few females. The Navy guys even used to round up girls at Lincoln High I was there. I remember. I've heard of Lincoln. I never went there. I don't know. I don't know. But while I was there, I watched the forces uh, condense, they size down. So uh, well, you got a good point, man. I don't know why the Navy guys were at the high school though. I know that wasn't when I was in. I don't even know why they was doing that. So his mother basically helped me dodge a bullet. I was younger and had my stuff together. He is still mentally where I left him at years ago. His mother passed, God rest her soul. Wow, man, that's another thing. How many? How could you? What if you're in a what if you're in a relationship alone? Not longer than this just meeting. I'm talking about dating drama, but you ain't got quite got married yet. You're still dating, I guess. I mean, that's what I would think. And this person is not growing. I ain't talking about no job growing. I ain't talking about no career. I ain't talking about no money. I'm talking about mentally growing with you. What do you do? And you tried and tried to bring them along for the journey, and they just, hey, I'm not necessarily travel, but just like experiencing different things. One of the things I can say, I started Point Blank Travel, my flagship channel back in 2019, but I didn't do my first video till 2020. And I'm honored to say I am proud of the way Black people are getting out and getting outside, traveling, going outside the country, cruises. I know I was in California and I'm in Texas now, and I didn't hear it like I do now. And I hear it all over the country. I know people all over the country, all around the world, actually. So I'm proud of that. But it's a lot of people that still don't know what's outside of their county or their city or their state. But let's say a guy like me, I've traveled the world extensively, and then I meet someone that haven't. I want them to see that too. I want them to experience that as well. I ain't talking about go by yourself and I'll see you later. I mean, me go with them. And a lot of time people misinterpret, think that, I was in the military, I traveled the world, but I traveled with a bunch of dudes. I mean, baby, I want to go with someone, do something different. LGG is a channel member also said, acknowledge love cannot save anybody if they do not want to be saved, point blank. And that is, they said that in the movie Jason's Lyric. What's her name? Jada Pinkett told that dude from New Jack City, I forgot his real name or whatever his name was in the movie, but she told him about his brother. You can't save a brother that don't want to be saved. Sounds like there's something going on outside, man. It's a party out there. So Cheryl said, yes, she could forgive somebody if they cheated on her. MC, hey, how you doing, MC? Glad to have you here. Oh, I got to do this while I'm thinking about it, y'all. Let me get it. How many people? We got 11. I should have did it a while ago. I'm going to give away some channel memberships. When I do this, it's not really, they don't have to be here. They have to be engaged, and I don't pick them. YouTube pick them once I press the button, and it'll pop up. Y'all will see it, but I'll have to go to YouTube to do it. So y'all bear with me. I'm just going to give away some channel memberships real quick, like. And you, like I said, you don't have to be. It's usually who's been active, and hopefully this. I had to kill that real quick. Y'all bear with me. So yeah, I think I'm in the live. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me pause that. And membership gifting. You have 5 membership. Send 5 now. All right, let's see who they are. We're giving away 5 channel memberships. I will be doing a members only live this week, between now and the weekend. So Bronze Flat Power God, I could tell you, he's very active on the channel. He always popped through. He did the nice satin. I don't know, Ghetto 38. Bayou Sugar Garden. I was over in her channel earlier playing a game, and Marcus Banks. Marcus has been through. So as you can see, those are the people that received the gifted membership. I typically give away 10 a month. And I just didn't want to forget this month because I may or may not do another live before the end of the month. Okay, but y'all not together anymore? Okay. Staying angry is a waste of time. Congratulations to the new channel members as well. Make sure your notifications are set because I rarely give a heads up. Typically, members on the live. I am going to get better with that on the fly. I might be at the pool. I might be at Kroger. I might be on the moon. I don't know. Might be sitting right here, which usually if I do a members on the live, I'm out and about. Staying angry is a waste of time. We ain't got that kind of time to be wasting it on anger. Strategize. Yes, man. So many people do, though. It's hard to forgive a cheater. You got to think they're not just cheating, they putting your life at risk potentially. Yeah, I heard this here, man. I keep some of my closes out, but this stuff, I don't plan on doing no part three of this. I may just have to have another live, a different topic. But I've heard people say that, I think it may have been a female that told me this. They would rather a guy physically cheat than emotionally cheat. I said, well, what's the difference? And emotionally cheating was the texting, because you're building a relationship. You basically have I guess a texting online relationship, and you're building something with this person instead of just a physical thing. So y'all tell me what you think about that. But yeah, putting your life at risk, man. Yeah. All right. Yes, but not staying in a relationship. So you forgive them, but you gone. Looks like I'm blocked by everyone in text. Who blocked you? No, I couldn't. No, you can't be blocked, man. Here, let me look over here. You can't be blocked. I wouldn't be seeing your comments if you were blocked. Hey, you know what? Hey, it's two different lives going on. Hey, friend zone, man. It's two lives. It's a vertical live and a horizontal live. So they may not be seeing you. It depends on which live, but it all comes to one place, where I am. But there's a vertical and a horizontal. But I don't know what the top 7 is. But people can't block you. Well, they can block you, but I don't see why they would. I'm gonna still pull your stuff up. So I can forgive you for cheating, but I no longer can trust you. I can no longer trust you, and without trust, there is no relationship. Yep. I've forgiven everyone that has ever done me wrong, including myself. Woo, boy, that's deep, man. Fatima came in with both things blazing. You forgiving yourself for doing yourself wrong. However, I dismiss myself from a lot of people, including family. It gets lonely at times, but I'm at peace and healing. I'm hearing that word a lot now, man. Profiles, real life, YouTube, daily travels, peace. 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 She had to get away from a lot of people, including family, just to have peace and healing. When I say that include myself, I'm referring to taking accountability. I did some wrong too. And you know what? That's one thing I was wondering what my co-host was, but she be doing multiple things over there. Congratulations. And thank you, Keisha, because I was just about to say that. The day I felt like I finally became a mature adult was when I took accountability for my own mistakes, my own actions. I took a year off and did some self-reflecting. And I learned a whole lot about myself. I learned that probably would have had some better relationships, personal and intimate relationships, had I taken accountability earlier. Could possibly still be married. I don't know. Had I taken accountability, definitely would have more money. But along with that accountability for me, one of the things I realized I do, and this goes back to what we said about dating. Listen. When you stop listening to people, your spouse, your partner, your friends, your family, I ain't saying listen to all of them now, but when you stop listening to your partner and your spouse, you have to question, should I just be by myself if I'm not listening to him or her anyway? Why am I even with them? Why am I bringing them down? Maybe it's time for me to relieve them and be fair to them. If I'm not going to listen, I mean, that's just my thing. Thank you, Keisha. Look at all these people, Keisha, they was missing you and everything. I don't know. Hey, Frenzo say he went to the 7%. All right, y'all. I'm gonna look over these last couple of things. We're gonna get ready to raise up, man. We've said a lot. It's been some great comments in here. Everybody that's commented, man. It's been everybody that commented. Sometimes people are not attracted to you or they are not confident in their sexuality. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true there. You know what word I'm hearing a lot? I may be saying it wrong. Is it yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the 7% is. I don't know what that is. Tara said no, she can't. All right, so they're not confident in their sex, so people are not attracted to you. It was something I was about to say, but I jumped over there. I saw Keisha's comment. All right, I'm gonna go over these last couple of things here, and it ain't but a couple. So, the impact that dating apps can have on us, the illusion of choice. We see so many profiles out there. We think it's just tons and tons of people. Yet every day we find ourselves swiping and swiping and swiping. Sometimes even after we found a person that may be our person, as people are terming it these days. But that abundance, people just keep looking for something better. People keep looking for someone what they think is better, but they may have the best thing that ever happened to them right there in front of them. I don't know. Disposable people. Apps turn human beings into simple pictures and bullet points. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to end this one strong, baby. Apps turn human beings into pictures and bullet points. Profiles. I think I started this by saying that was like your job description, what you're looking for, what the employer is looking for. Making it easy to walk away over tiny flaws. I got another one in my phone. I got to read. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. Focus on validation. Many users look for a quick ego boost or attention rather than a real date. That's what I was saying, man. People go on a date and they be so, yeah, I drive a whatever they got outside. I drive a Mercedes, and I graduated magna cum laude. I really graduated cum laude. I don't never talk about it ever because it says right here a real date. If a person, some people just I have this, so I have 25,000 YouTube channels. Really, I have 7, 4 that I focus on, 3 that just kind of float in the air for now. I got enough. I could talk about that probably about 4 hours, really. But what is that doing? That's just, what am I just telling myself what I have? Don't nobody give a damn about that. Not only, I mean, it's cool. Yeah, I have a social media network there. Okay. Somebody said, what else do you bring to the table? What else do you bring? Am I a praying man? Am I a godly man? Not every day, not all 24 hours. But every day I'm working on me. That's what people need to know about that. And I can tell them about all this Points Blank experience and investing with Rod and Soulful Southern Sounds and Points Blank Travel. I can tell them all that, but that's that cover. That's that book cover. What about the pages in between? I'm gonna get ready to close this out in a minute. Cinematic expectations. Social media and movies teach people to expect instant, effortless, and intense chemistry from the very first second. Just what Miss Cheryl said. Take it light. Ease into it, man. Forgive and move on. Just like LGG said, we don't have a lot of time, man. A lot of people think we do. And man, age ain't, I'm sorry. Time ain't always a number. I say on every channel I have, things can change just like that. Your whole life can take a 360 just like that. So don't think we have all day. Over filtering. People look for exact heights. I'm gonna add one to this. People look for exact heights, jobs, income levels, which shrinks the dating pool too much. I'm not saying this, I'm just reading this. Height and some people know what they like. Jobs, don't take a job title as income because you'd be surprised. Some of these job titles, if it's not in a corporate office, probably pay more than some of the jobs in the corporate office. Let that sink in. What was that? What was that? What was that? Oh, here we go. Going on many short-lived dates cause emotional exhaustion and desire to give up. Yeah, we talked about that. All right. Last thing I'm gonna read here, man. I got to go to my phone, man. I'm all over the place. I got notes everywhere. One of the things that I'm reading in a lot of profiles, people are describing themselves as unbiased and open-minded. I'm gonna close out with this. I'm unbiased and I'm open-minded. So if I tell you I just did something wild and crazy prior to coming over your crib, how open-minded are you gonna be then? Do not run away from that person. I think there's a lot of standards that are put on people, just like everything else that's going on right now. We're making everything so much harder than it has to be. And again, we is me. I'm one of the we. We make everything so harder than it has to be. I'm gonna drop a song to probably tomorrow. It's called "In My Own Lane," and I wrote that song about me because if the day I wasn't always like that, but I had to quit worrying about everybody else. I'm in my own lane. I'm worried about me. I don't care who's winning or losing. I want to see everybody win, but I don't have this chart of this person's on top. I got to catch them. This person's losing good. I passed them. I see that so many times in our communities and everything. Um, we're making this dating thing. I started this off. A person said they're not looking for right now. They're looking for forever. But that right, I know what they meant. They meant right now, sleeping with them, sexual right now. But let's go beyond that. A person that you see that right now may be who they are right now, but that's not determining their future, who they could be. Yeah, they could be nothing. We know that. But that's a lot of times if we boost the other person, men boost the women, women boost the men. Once we get to that level, we're going to date. And let's say this person doesn't have as much as you. What can you do to assist that person to get to the next level? Maybe you know somebody that knows somebody. Maybe what they want to do is something you already know. Attributes of a good man: he's not scared to get his hands dirty. I can understand people not wanting to be vulnerable, but if this is your partner and we're looking for dating with intention and dating with purpose, and I'm looking for my forever person, and I'm looking for my forever person, everybody looking for their forever person, at one point, sooner or later, you got to, I ain't saying the first date, I ain't saying the third date, but you better start making preparations. Once again, I mean, it seems like every time I do a real talk with Rod, it makes me think. It made me think, what can I do better? Not what content can I make better, what live can be better, but what could I do to be a better person? And this song that I'm gonna be dropping tomorrow, one of the things I said was, and I wrote it the other day, an impact on people is my prosperity. That's my riches. I'm looking at legacy, and legacy is in the form of the young man or the young woman that say, "Hey, I remember that dude. I remember something he said that changed my life, that affected my life. I remember something he said he did that I didn't want to do. I remember the days when I chased money. Now I'm chasing changing lives. And we all play a part in this. I'm not trying to hand out turkeys. I'm not handing out dollars. But if I hand out knowledge, if I hand out what's up here, there are a lot of young men and women out there that need this, that are desiring this. But we got people like me that's saying, that's not my child. And then we got people like me that's saying, I don't want nobody saying nothing to my child. Hopefully that didn't go over everybody's head. We can't have a community. We can't have a generation of nothing until we come together as a people. With that being said, I hope y'all have a blessed, prosperous evening. I will be coming at you soon. It's always real talk on here. We don't sugarcoat anything. For all the subscribers, the channel members, the viewers, the people that were in the bushes that didn't comment, the people that wanted to comment but just wanted to check it out, I thank you. Would there be a ride without YouTube? Yes. But would there be a Points Blank experience, Points Blank network, Points Blank anything without y'all? No, there would not be. And as always, man, hopefully I get the right one here. And there ain't no sense in muting it. I got a 2020. I think it's this one. Yo, I hope I'm about to press the right song. But until the next time, man, hope you have a blessed rest of your evening. I will be coming at y'all soon. And as always, shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, stars. I very much love y'all.
No time for faking and shaking. No sugar on the truth. I stand on what I say, then I bring you the proof. Folks get tender now, but that ain't my fault. I can't come at y'all soft. I only spit real talk. I learned a long road, I learned the pain. If I say it once, I can say it again. I don't flinch, I don't fold. When the questions come, I let the facts walk in and let the doubt run. Real talk will rock. He coming hard. Real talk will rock. He don't miss the mark. Chess on the board. Checkmate inside. Real talk with rock. He tell it right. Real talk with rock. He tell it right. He studied the game with a mission in his chest. Never good at checkers, but he mastered the rest. Bishops and knights cutting clean through the night. Every move so precise, like a blade in the light. Don't stand and wait, that'll leave you behind. Move like you mean it, keep your feet in line. I learned the long road, I learned the pain. If I say it once, I can say it again. I don't flinch, I don't fold. When the questions come, I let the facts walk in and let the doubt run. Real talk with rock. He coming hard. Real talk with rock. He don't miss the mark. Chess on the board. Checkmate inside. Real talk with rock. He tell it right. Real talk with rock. He tell it right. Borders roll out when the truth gets loose. Heavy as a hammer, but it still comes through. I ain't here to call a lie, here
Much love, y'all.
He
Peace.
tell it